What is up, metalheads? It is part 8 of my vinyl collection. Obviously coming right off the heels of part 7, as you can tell. Same day I'm recording this, same attire. Just trying to get these knocked out of the way. That way, each next day I'll be able to upload a new part, you know. So there's no, like, long period where you guys are waiting for a new part. Okay, so in part 7 we left off with last record I showed was Stained Class, Judas Priest. We're gonna finish up Judas Priest in this video, and then some other cool shit. A lot of cool shit in this video. So yeah, let's get started. Now we're skipping a record, but that's because I don't have it on vinyl, and we're gonna move to Unleashed in the East, Judas Priest's first live album, and it is a very good live album. All classic 70s Priest tracks. Very, very good live album. Like I said, I don't have Killing Machine, aka Hellbent for Leather, on vinyl. I do hope to get it at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. But yeah, this is a really good live album. This was actually at CD Warehouse for a long time, and I never bought it, but every single day I went in there, it was there. And so one day I'm like, you know what? I'm like, fuck it, it's still here. Nobody's bought it yet. So I bought it, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I didn't sleep on this any longer than I already had, because then I would have fucking missed it. But yes, very good, very, very, very good live album. Go ahead and pull out the vinyl. Yeah, vinyl and labels, nothing special really. Vinyl's in pretty good shape for how old it is. But yeah, I mean, fuck, it's got all classic 70s Priest tracks on it. Opening track is Exciter, of course. Running Wild, Sinner, Ripper, fuck, Diamonds and Rust, which I know I think that's a cover, right? Yeah, I think. Victim of Changes, like I said, this is just such a good live album. It's perfect. Definitely one of my favorite live albums. It's so good. Like I said, anybody who's watched my videos knows how much I love 70s Judas Priest, so this is like fucking perfect for me. It's like I'm in heaven when I'm listening to this album. It's so fucking good. Alrighty. But anyways, please listen to it if you haven't. But yeah, Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. Check it out if you haven't already. Great live album. Alrighty, time for some more Priest. Nope, we're not skipping an album. This is British Steel. Also got this from CD Warehouse. Like I said, I get most of my vinyl at CD Warehouse. That's how good of a selection they have. British Steel. Considered by many to be their best album. I disagree. It is a really good album, but not their best in my opinion. Of course, it's got the classics, you know, Breaking the Law and Living After Midnight on it. So this was more or less their Judas Priest start into the mainstream in terms of U.S. and being in mainstream in the U.S. Alrighty. Vinyl's not perfect, but like I said, the labels look pretty much the fucking same as the past couple of Priest records I've shown, so nothing special. But again, very, very, very good record. I'm assuming everybody watching this has heard this record. If you haven't, that would be a That would be a goddamn shame. It really would be. Some other good tracks on this record, other than the two that I already mentioned. Got Rapid Fire, Metal Gods is a good one. Grinder's good. I mean, shit, you know, the whole album's good. Most of the time, it's hard to pick just one song. But, anyways, if you haven't heard it, you need to, because this is classic Priest. Check it out. Judas Priest, British Steel. Okay, now I believe I'm moving kind of fast with this video. Already 2 records and I'm only about 6 minutes in. It's better than I usually do. At least I think so. I believe we're skipping an album. I think it's Point of Entry, because I think Point of Entry came out in 81, so we're skipping that one because I don't have that. But anyways, yeah. Here's Screaming for Vengeance. This was definitely the album that brought Judas Priest into the mainstream. Definitely. Of course, with the classic track, You Got Another Thing Coming, and then the Electric Eye, of course. Also a CD Warehouse pickup. I don't need to say any more about that place that I already have. But yeah. It's cool because here on the back cover it says, "From an unknown land and through distant skies came a winged warrior. Nothing remained sacred. No one was safe from the Hellion as it uttered its battle cry, screaming for vengeance." That's pretty cool. Oh, this one actually has a, like, pictured inner sleeve, unlike the other ones I've shown. Oh, shit. I totally, like, must have forgotten that this was in here. Hang on, I'll show this in a second. Well, no, I'll show this first. Yeah, it came with an original order form. Don't see these anymore. It's because we have the internet now, so there's no need for these, you know. You stopped seeing these once, like, the 90s came to a close. Yeah. Here's the inner sleeve. Cool picture. And on the back, track listing and credit. Or, not credits. Credits were on the other side. Lyrics. Yeah. Surprisingly, though, I have not listened to this record that many times. It's not one of my favorite Priest records, but it's still a good record, nonetheless. This is the last Priest album I have on vinyl. Like I said, there are a couple of other Priest albums I do hope to get on vinyl at some point. You know, like Sin After Sin and like Hellbent for Leather. Would like to have those on vinyl as well. Just haven't gotten them yet. But yeah, other than the 2, you know, popular tracks on this album, some other good ones are, let's see, Devil's Child's pretty good. You got the title track's pretty good. Take These Chains, that one's alright. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't listened to this album too many times, but it's still a good album. Just not their best, in my opinion. Just the main reason why it blew up was because of the catchy song, You've Got Another Thing Coming. And that's just being brutally honest, because I do not feel this album's perfect. But it's still a good album. Oh, I just forgot to put this in here. Anyways, Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. If you haven't heard it, check it out. Alrighty, so we're done with Judas Priest. This next record I'm going to show is actually one of the records I was waiting on to do this vinyl collection series. One of my favorite records of all time. Not sure how many people it will appeal to. But I had to wait 2 weeks for this fucking record. 2 long, painful weeks to get this record in the mail because I had to order it from fucking Germany, I believe. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, without further ado, this is Lord Belial, Enter the Moonlight Gate. Lord Belial is one of my favorite black metal bands, and this is one of my all-time favorite black metal records. If you've seen my CD videos, you know I have this on CD. It's such a fucking masterpiece of a black metal album. This is a reissue on Flaga Records, which that's the website I ordered it from. I believe this came out in 2014. Let's see here, I'll go ahead and pull out. Now, when they mailed it to me, this is the actual inner sleeve. Picture of the band and logo, and then lyrics and credits and stuff on the back of the sleeve. This is actually the sleeve the record's supposed to be in, but they also sent me this extra sleeve. So, the labels look really fucking cool. Purple's actually one of my favorite colors. I'll admit it. Purple and red are probably my two favorite colors. So I really love, especially the album cover. But yeah, really fucking good album. If you like black metal and you have not heard this album, you need to fucking check it out. It's such a fucking masterpiece. There's not one bad fucking song on this album. Now, mine was just black vinyl. I do believe they also reissued these to a limited pressing of like some kind of splatter vinyl. I don't know. That's just what I read on the website. But each pressing I think was limited to, well, I know mine was limited to 150 copies. They still got some on their website. I do plan on getting Kiss the Goat. They also have some of the reissue of that as well. I do plan on getting that on vinyl as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a fucking good record. There's nothing bad I can say about this record. It's so good. When it finally came in the mail, I was just like, oh, thank you. Like I said, it was 2 long, painful weeks of waiting for this. But it was worth it because it is so fucking nice to have this shit on vinyl. Like, very fucking happy to finally fucking own this on vinyl. Now, if I could get it on cassette, I could die happy. You know. Let's see if we can get you in here. But anyways, this is Lord Belial, Enter the Moonlight Gate. Please check it out if you have not. Alright, we are on the last record for the video. Yeah, pretty good switch. This is Megadeth with So Far, So Good, So What. This is the only Megadeth album that I own on vinyl. Pretty fucking hard to find. Got this at a CD warehouse also. Very good album. Pretty underrated for what it's worth. Don't really, people kind of tend to not mention this album a whole lot, and it's kind of sad because it is a very good album. Yeah, Capitol Records pressing, so, you know, the label, and it's just black vinyl, so you guys can, you know, see the labels like that. Cool. Oh, looky there, it's even got the parental advisory thing. So, it's a neat little treat there. one of the original labels. The only album to feature Jeff Young and Chuck Baylor. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But yeah, definitely a very, very, very good album. Um, it's a shame this is the only Megadeth album I have on vinyl. Like I said, I have all their other good stuff on CD and cassette. Only Megadeth album though that I have on CD, vinyl, and cassette. Unfortunately, would very much like to get the rest of their '80s albums, including Rest in Peace on vinyl, but it hasn't happened yet. You know, not high on my priority list. And if you know, depending upon what pressing you're going after, it can be pricey. So it's also something else you got to consider. But yeah, if you've never heard this album, some tracks to check out. In My Darkest Hour is probably the most well-known song on this album, and the song that's most prominent in their set list nowadays. Into the Lungs of Hell is a nice, cool intro for the album. They do a pretty good cover of the Sex Pistols' Anarchy in the UK. Hook and Mouth is a really good one. But yeah, just such a good record. Check it out if you haven't. Good thrash record. If I can put it like this. Sweet. But anyways, that's Megadeth with So Far So Good So What, their third album. Check it out. Alright guys, cutting this video kind of short. I know, weird, right? I guess I just went a little faster with these records than I normally do. But yeah, it was still 5 records. So, you still got your 5 records per video. Alright guys, that's it. As usual, like, comment. If you liked it and you want to see more, then please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, this was part 8, so stay tuned for part 9.